Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your very first gameplay and overview of the IAR-93B Vultur. This is a currently rank 6 battle rating 9.0 in air RB, 9.3 in ground RB strike aircraft in the Italian Air Force's tech tree, though of course flies under the Romanian flag. Now this is the top level reward for the Flight of the Vulture event in War Thunder, and is a pretty interesting vehicle, being that it has some unique weapons that no other vehicle has in War Thunder. Now that said, as you can see here, its stats are pretty okay for 9.0 BR, 65 meter per second rate of climb. These are afterburning engines, interestingly enough, and you also have an turn time, but I'm suspecting that's going to be a bit better than that. It's also subsonic, which is not unexpected, but as you can see, it can, if need be, go over Mach 1, but I'm not entirely sure how often you're going to be doing that. Otherwise, you do have your two 23mm cannons, which are pretty cool. You have 400 rounds between the two, which is decent, and of course, you have ballistics computers for both air and ground. Now, that said, let's go ahead and look at some of these unique weapons. Now, as you can see, you have A-91 air-to-air missiles. These are unique in War Thunder. No other aircraft has A-91s. But, of course, these are pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, just R3Ss, just with a different designation. So, technically speaking, they are unique in name, but more or less in performance, they are still more or less about R3Ss. So, they're not all that good, but you can carry 4 of them, and as they say, quantity has a quality all its own. Otherwise, of course, you have your 500 kilogram bombs, which are pretty decent. Your 100 kilogram bombs, your 250 kilogram bombs, which themselves aren't all that good. For 250 kilograms, you're getting less than 100 kilograms of explosive mass, which really sucks. Then, of course, you have your S-24B rockets, your S-5Ks, but interestingly, you have your PRN-122 rockets, which are unique to this aircraft as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but these seem to be actually pretty decent. So I suspect that these are actually going to be very effective in ground battle. So that being said, let's go ahead and test this thing out. I am very interested to see exactly how this thing performs in both air and ground. I will be taking this out, of course, in a CAS loadout as well, and this is its standard camouflage. So I think personally both of its camouflages look really good, though I personally prefer the prototype. It just looks a touch sharper. So that said, let's take this out in some air battles and then finish it off with a ground battle. Let's get into it. So here we are with the Vulture, and I've been noticing in chat a lot of people have been saying, oh, it sucks, it's this, that, and the other, it's just not good, or whatever. I've had some limited experience with it thus far. This is, what am I, like 2 or 3 matches in, so, you know, of course, I don't have a ton of experience, but thus far, it's not terrible. Now, as you can see, it's not accelerating very quickly with full afterburners. I'm hardly even gaining altitude, so it's not a very fast aircraft. Its roll rate, not bad, not fantastic, but not bad. I would say it's maybe on the good side of average, just slightly. This is the cockpit, in case some of you guys want to see what this looks like. I always find this to be interesting, but it doesn't really play too much of a role to me. Now, otherwise, it has pretty good energy retention. Again, in my limited playing with it thus far, it does have not the best turning capabilities. Not terrible, but I haven't really been able to get beyond 8 Gs, which, you know, I mean, isn't, like, awful, but my plane, like, I don't have an expert pilot. He is fully trained, if I'm not mistaken, but he's not expert, and it's not knocking my pilot out. So, take that as you will. So, we're going to go ahead and slip in right behind these guys here, if I can. Oh, that's a Q5L. He will oh, look at that. That's the turning. It's not very good, but we are within missile range. Hopefully he doesn't flare. It won't even matter. Okay. These missiles are not very good. Let's go ahead and see if we can just gun this guy down. Oof. That rudder, man. Holy guacamole. That's a Q5A, however, so if I get lucky, I might be able to shoot him down like this, and I can. So let's go ahead and turn a touch. That rudder was kind of throwing me off on my aiming. And also, by the way, guys, I want you guys to see as accurate of gameplay as possible with this, right? Like, I'm not going to go on here and be like, oh, this is the best or whatever. I want you guys to see exactly how this thing can perform. You know, non-biased as possible. Ooh, I am getting The cannon looks good. I'll say that. Cannon feels good. But insofar as its turning capabilities are concerned, not very good. Also, like as I was saying before, if I get 3, 4, 5 kills in a match, I'll show you guys that. But if I get like 1 or 2, I'll show you guys that too. So long as I can actually show you guys what this thing's capable of. Now, you do have radar warning receiver, but at this BR, I mean, it's very marginally useful, but it's also a very basic radar warning receiver. So it's not something that you can expect all too much from. I kind of want to turn in for that F-86, but he can easily outturn me. I feel like with this aircraft, by the way, you pretty much have to go for like these larger, more strike aircraft if you're going to be playing air battles, just because it's not going to be able to actually turn with, I don't know, an F-86. And there you go. Like, the speed retention, the energy retention on this thing is actually pretty good. But when it comes to actual, like, overall turning capabilities, no, not very good. So, not bad. 3 kills. I think that's probably about the end of the match here. So, we're going to go ahead and land real quick. And, you know, if the match is over, it's over, then we can go ahead and respawn. But thus far, I have 1 kill out of 3 shots with these missiles. Not a good... you know, not a good rate, but also these are, again, like the most basic missiles you can probably get in War Thunder. So not all too much that I was expecting with that, but shutting off the afterburners, by the way, not bad. This thing is still quick enough, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and land. I'm probably not going to be able to make this shot. Oh, nice. I did. I am actually really impressed with the guns. Having 2 of those GSH 23mm cannons with 400 rounds, not bad. Not bad at all. But assuming this match is pretty much over, not too bad. We have ourselves 3 kills, 1 bot kill, which was obviously, you know, like shooting a fish in a barrel. But let's get into the next match, see how we can do. And, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it thus far. I mean, I don't think it's crap. I feel like a lot of these people who are like, oh, the Vulture, it's crap. Oh, it's terrible. I'm killing all of them. I mean, I don't know. I've had an okay time with it thus far. I don't think it's a bad aircraft. I think it's okay, you know. But we'll have to wait and see. So that said, next match. Okay, so here's something interesting. I was actually able to re-equip my aircraft with the PR, whatever the heck they are, PRN 122 rockets, as well as 3 500 kilogram bombs. So we can actually test out, before this match ends, what these do to bases. So, of course, I only have 4 of those rockets. As you can see here, they look pretty cool. And these bombs are pretty interesting looking as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just fire all 8, if I can help it. And, oh, it looks like I am dealing with a little bit of lag here. But they just did not deal all too much damage, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and take this slow turn. 6 Gs, holy cow, towards this base. As you can see, again, we do have ballistic computers for both bombs and rockets. Those are 3 500 kilogram bombs. Hopefully I didn't get too low. And they do about 2/3 damage. So, I mean, really, those rockets didn't do much of anything. They only probably brought it from, like, here to that red, you know, line there. So not very impressive at all. So, I mean, if you were to equip maybe a full bomb loadout, you might be able to get a single base with this. Otherwise, not all too impressive insofar as base bombing is concerned for Air RB. Oh, look at that. We have ourselves our 4th kill. Now let's get into the next match. I like these guns. Okay, so kind of how I'm feeling about this thing thus far. It's very much imperfect. At least when it comes to air battles. So this thing does not, by any means, have any sort of good maneuverability. I kind of suspected that stat card would be incorrect in regards to its maneuverability, but if anything, it might be worse than what the stat card shows. We're going to wait until this guy dives down a bit more. He's just lobbing missiles for whatever reason. Is he going to... No, he's not going to get a hit. AV-8B or AV-8A players are pretty known for that. But he is flying away from me, so... And he's launching flares, so I'm probably not going to be able to get a decent hit on him via missiles. Let's see. Sometimes at altitude, these missiles can track decently. But of course, I'm not really at all that good of an altitude. I'm really shocked he's not actually maneuvering. Let's see. But as you can see, I mean, this thing can barely even keep up with an AVAA. Holy cow. Oof. Got close, got close. I'm blacking out here, though. Okay, and we have ourselves some severe damage. Not bad. So, it's... Just to kind of put that in perspective, again, the Harriers, like this BR of Harrier, is not known for being very maneuverable. In fact, they are known for being kind of the opposite of maneuverable, which is unmaneuverable. And I am, like, of course, I was kind of outspeeding it by a bit, which is why I had to put those air brakes on, but I wasn't really outmaneuvering it at all, which in this instance helped me a touch. I mean, I was able to kind of stay on his tail a little bit, but again, the whole point of this gameplay is to show you the strengths, weaknesses, everything that you need to know. I'm not just kind of putting this thing on a pedestal. But my immediate impressions of it, it's not incredibly, it's not fast, really. I mean, it's fast enough, in my opinion, for the most part. Its engine is very weak when it comes to, like, this thing being loaded out with armament, like ordnance. It's not going to be able to move very quickly, which, again, pretty expected for this sort of machine. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and launch one. Who knows, right? Ooh! Ooh! Okay, let's put them air brakes on. Ah, I should have gotten them. That went right around them. That was ugly. But we have ourselves 2 kills, one with an A91, one, of course, not with an A91 missile. Okay, he's firing a missile, and he got me with a Shafrir too. But I should have gotten that. I'm actually really kind of shocked that I didn't get that with the guns. It looked like I initially shot behind and then in front. And then again, I feel like if I had the maneuverability, even if it was just slightly better, and I had my air brakes on at that time, I probably would have been able to actually kind of maneuver a shot a little bit better against that IE. But unfortunately, this vehicle just doesn't have the maneuverability to make those kind of small corrections that you want, especially if you're kind of going gung-ho like I did, and you just kind of go in for the kill. So not too bad. First match I had 4 kills. Second match I have 2. And I feel like this second match I was kind of able to better show the weaknesses of this aircraft as they are. So that said, let's play some CAS, see what we could do with this aircraft. I suspect it'll be okay, but who knows. So here I am with a CAS loadout that I feel like most people are going to be using. The PRN-122s on the wings. You have 4 of them, as well as, of course, the BA 500 kilogram bombs. Let's go ahead and target this guy out here. Probably going to drop a 500 kilogram bomb on him. If I can get lucky with it. Put the air brakes on. Probably should have. Okay, there we go. And we have ourselves a kill. BMP-3, that was easy enough. I mean, kind of expected. But that was a little bit disconcerting. How my plane was not pulling up when I needed it to. Again, I'm only getting a few G's here, which is obviously not very impressive. We're going to keep on moving. Okay, we have an enemy here. Let's go. Okay, had an enemy there. Want to get a little low. There's a tendency for Russian players to, as soon as they die, get by an aircraft, get into, really any player, to get into SPAA, and this vehicle I doubt would do very well against. Ooh! Let's see. Okay. We have ourselves some PRN kills there. And, ooh, not bad. And there we go. We are starting to get tracked by SPAA. To be expected. Unfortunately, we do not have countermeasures. But hey, you know what? If this ends up being my only, you know, those 3 kills be the only ones I get, I'm happy with it. Those PRNs were okay. Cannot complain about them. 500 kilogram bombs. I'm, a kill with each of them. So again, pretty happy. They do seem to be pretty effective for the most part. So overall, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with this thing for CAS. I feel like it's a fairly decent CAS aircraft. Is it very good for AIR-RB? No. The missiles suck. I kind of thought that... I kind of thought that they would be, having 4 of them would mean that they end up getting a little bit better than they are, but no, not really. That was just wishful thinking. The maneuverability on this aircraft is not very good, unfortunately. It sucks. Might be a good way to put it. It's just overall not good. I'm only getting 8 Gs of turn, which is not very good for an aircraft at this BR. But again, it is what it is. I think as a strike aircraft, it's actually pretty decent. It's got ballistic computers for both bombs and rockets at this BR, which in my opinion, again, is pretty decent. I can't really complain. I feel like it's plenty decent in that regard, but again, it lacks countermeasures, which I really can't expect at this BR. And I think overall, it's a good enough strike aircraft. I feel like it'll be good for precision airstrikes, and it'll be decent enough in air battles, but you have to not frontline with it in air battles. You're not going to win. It's just not going to be a good time for you. You're not going to be able to fly it against, like, a MiG or a Sabre, for example. Like, if you get into a dogfight, you're probably toast. I mean, you saw how it was against that Harrier. So, in my opinion, good enough aircraft. I feel like in air battles, it's good enough for, like, a backline role to kind of scavenge, like a Vulture, if you will, against distracted enemies. But in ground battles, I feel like that's where it shines, and of course, it is a strike aircraft, so it's not really something I wouldn't expect. 3 500-kilogram bombs and 4 pretty effective rockets. If not, you have S5Ks, which can be effective if you're using them correctly. Not bad. So, thanks so much for watching. If you don't mind, please consider subscribing. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Either way, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.